So what was your name?
Wahtihdah Duffy.
Wahtihdah Duffy. Okay.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Originally, I grew up here in Mexico and also a lot in Thailand and
Okay.
United States too.
Excellent. And how old are you?
27.
Okay. So I obviously approached you completely randomly after a cookie and drove off, and I was like, you know what? This is my first experience in asking somebody I've never met before to do this. So thank you very much. So the question is, you said you were 27. You know, and looking back even at 27, if you could have a conversation with your younger self or tell your younger self something, what would that be?
I would tell myself to really focus on what you want to do, like what you really feel you want to do, and not what your parents want you to do, not what your family wants you to do. I love acting. I love cinema. I love being in front of the camera. I feel like so aligned and at peace with myself when I'm doing those type of actions. And I really wish I was able to start that earlier and focus on that earlier. And instead of distracting myself with like other things in school and academics, even though it's really important and I know education is integral, but I really wish that I swapped that time in school with doing things that I really love.
So what are the things that you really love now?
I love acting, modeling, doing things with arts. I love cinema. Yeah, all of it. Like being able to be around in cinema and cameras and learn more about cinematic arts and all capacities of it. I've really enjoyed it. And I studied. Yeah.
Of course, in Mexico, right?
Yeah. I studied, I went to university and I studied political science and I studied like marketing. And even though I enjoyed it and I was good at it, it didn't make my heart ring.
Did you do that for your family? Did you do that because that was what you were supposed to do?
Yeah, I mean, I did it for myself too. I'm kind of ambitious, so I went to like the best universities in Thailand. I went to the best universities in Europe, and it was really good for me to do that and to see what I could accomplish. But I felt like it was just kind of like a distraction. Like I always knew, okay, let me do this, and then I can finally do what I want. You know, and I really wish that I just was like, you know what? No, I want to do this. And if I have always had the support of my father and my mother, no matter what. So it was actually just myself holding myself back.
Really?
Yeah, it was me, and I know my parents have always been like, hey, you know, if you want to get an education, we'll support you in that. And I was like, you know, I want to make sure my parents feel happy and proud of me. But now I know, like, they would have been happy and proud of me regardless of what I had done, and especially if I had just decided to like let me believe in myself and actually pursue this. Because now I just started doing like acting and modeling just like a month ago, and I've already had like 4 or 5 projects. They're coming to me just like that, just because I decided to commit to it. And it's been like an avalanche, and now I'm just thinking, wow, I wish I had started this and believed in myself like 8 years ago. So it was a process, but I think everything happens in divine timing, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you're finding your passion now.
Yeah, it's like I always knew. I was just kind of like, you know, waiting for the perfect moment for it to happen. But
there is no perfect
moment. Yeah, it's just right now. Yeah.
So what are you doing now? What's your...
I just got out of a photo shoot here, like in Lo de Marcos. Yeah,
really?
I just did a photo shoot. So now I'm just, you know, I want to have breakfast and a coffee. Yeah, and then I'm going to go back to San Pancho, go back to Higuera Blanca and submit like some photos to some agencies.
Excellent.
Yeah, I got some recommendations and do some more castings for some commercials and some movies over in Mexico City.
That's wonderful.
So, yeah, everything's been flowing like since I really committed to it and like said to myself I can do it. Like things have just been happening like crazy for me.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No, it's amazing to hear that. You know, yeah, it was funny. I was talking earlier to somebody, you know, about that script that we're told. You know, like this is what we're supposed to do. And,
yeah.
You know, she was a kindergarten teacher and started learning yoga, and her relationship fell apart.
Yeah.
So now she lives in Mexico and teaches yoga and adopts dogs. And, you know, and it's not what she thought she would be doing. You know, you went to school for political science and marketing? Yeah, and now you're an aspiring model in Mexico. What are the odds, right?
I know, so crazy.
Coming from Thailand, and so you grew up in Mexico and Thailand in the U.S.
Yeah, I went to high school in the United States.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I went to university in Bangkok, Thailand. Also, I went to university in Paris, and I grew up in the village over there, Higuera Blanca.
Yeah.
Yeah, my family's had that home, and I've lived there since I was like 4 or 5.
Wow.
So just kind of jumping between countries.
That's amazing. What's been your favorite aspect of travel so far?
That you can belong anywhere and also belong nowhere, and that's fine. And people are the same everywhere you go. They're always the same. Everybody needs the same things in life, no matter who you are.
And what would you say those needs are?
Love, respect, purpose, consideration. Everybody's the same, really, of what we need and what we crave from other humans.
Yeah.
There's just like variations in like cultures, I think.
Okay. How do you see those cultures being different?
For me, a lot of it is the collectivist mindset. Like coming from Thailand and living there a long time, there's different approaches to how we talk to and consider people in Thailand and Southeast Asia. It's like a very collectivist culture. You're very, very considerate of the other person, and you think about how they feel first. And you also put a lot of the, if something happens, it's my fault. You take responsibility and accountability for things. Here, for example, in Mexico, it's kind of like that, but not really. There's a lot of different variations. I don't know how to really describe it, but there is still a lot of consideration here in Mexico, but it's really different. There in Thailand, for example, I feel so much more connected to everybody else, but I also know that collectivist culture, behind of it, there's a lot of anger and resentment that gets built up because you always have to put on a face to keep everybody happy, to hide your feelings.
Yeah, my business partner is in Bangkok right now. He's been there for a few months, and he talks just about how clean and polite and nice,
that's
how amazing it is.
That's how it is. Like for somebody who doesn't know, like for like first impressions when you go there, but then actually if you kind of dig deep and you really investigate with a lot of people, there's a lot of hidden anger because it's not really acceptable to show it or to express it at all.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so it builds up.
Yeah, I wonder what this will, I mean, that's not a generational thing, but a societal.
It's a societal thing, but now it's shifting.
Good. Yeah, I'll be in and out of Bangkok in between visa runs from the Philippines.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to spending some time. I was in Bangkok 24 years ago for a while. Yeah. Before I had kids and did my whole family thing. And all my kids are grown up and moved on now, so I'm kind of doing my own thing again.
Time to do your own thing. Right,
absolutely.
good.
After 30 years.
That's good.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, I know it's good, but, and part of it was, as I was telling you before we did this, just realizing that, the world's a really small place and people have these amazing stories.
Yeah.
And what's the common theme that runs through? And often what I'm hearing, whether people are in their 50s or 40s, is don't worry so much about what somebody else thought or, what truly drove you or what decision would you have made differently.
Yeah.
I look back at, I'm 53 now and I have regrets, and I think we all do, but I'm like, oh, okay, but it dictates what I do today, I was like, I would just finish this interview with my friend earlier and thought about asking. I was like, nah, that's going to be weird and awkward. And I'm like, you know what? Like, nothing changed in life without somebody being weird and awkward.
Yeah.
It's like, what's the worst that happens? So anything else? Anything else you want to add about who you are or where you're going or what you're doing or what you're excited about?
I would just say that for me, I'm so grateful for my parents. They've always given me unconditional support, and it's the biggest holdback I had was my own self-belief. So to anybody else who's really thinking about whether they should perform or do or whatever, follow their dreams, just like cultivate that self-belief, and no matter what, you always have that. You are always going to be guided and protected and supported, if not by the people around you, but by God, and the universe is going to make sure that you have everything you need. So that's what I'm really discovering now, and I'm really grateful for it. And just want to let everybody else know that you're always going to be supported too.
Absolutely. That's perfect. Thank you so very much.
Yeah, of course. Thank you too.
Absolutely.